Good morning. Hi, Rabbi Brian. It says so right there. Today is May the 15th. No, May the 18th, 2024, where I am currently. I am joined by a whole group of friends. Hey, hello, friends.
Hello, Rabbi.
Extra points to whose singular voice that was. Thank you for the welcome. Glad to see all of you. And let me go back to this screen. There we are. So a bunch of us joined on this Zoom moments earlier, and we've been discussing this idea of a radical love affair with yourself, this idea from Eve Akini Yakoba. What did it mean to have a radical love affair with yourself? I'm going to leave that. If you want to show up next week from 7:30 until 8, so the half hour before this starts going up on live, we have a preliminary discussion. So good morning to everyone who's just joining. If you're watching on YouTube or Facebook or even Twitch, welcome. Glad that you're here. This is a different way if you're new. I thought I'd talk about this for a moment. I have here my official Religion Outside the Box membership card. I know some of you have your own membership card for Religion Outside the Box. We're going to start today by having a little bit of membership news and having a little bit of discussion about some housekeeping or some things that we as Religion Outside the Box members have to talk about. Did anyone receive their membership card in the mail?
I got mine.
No. I do not remember signing any membership cards, making anyone official members. The game here is you are a member of Religion Outside the Box because you decided you're a member of Religion Outside the Box. This is a personal autonomy type of situation. Membership entitles you to a lot of wonderful things, such as, oh shoot, I'm looking at the backside of my membership card and it's absolutely blank. Remind me what your membership card entitles you to?
Peace of mind.
Say that again, Al?
Peace of mind.
Your membership card in Religion Outside the Box entitles you to some peace of mind. It also entitles you to
more questions than answers.
It entitles you to have more questions than answers. Thank you, Jordan. What else do you have? So I'm going to keep some notes here. We can have some peace.
Voicing your opinion without recrimination.
Forcing your opinion?
Voicing
your opinion.
Without recrimination.
Yes.
I love that.
Proving of myself.
I love that. Say it one more time, Emily.
Proving of myself.
Proving of yourself. What does that mean?
Approving.
Approving. There we go.
Approving.
That the only approval that you really need is your own. And we had that was part of the radical self-love that we talked about. Something else that Religion Outside the Box membership card entitles you to, and I have this now. Here it's going to be like a little magic trick. Remember it was blank on the other side? Now it says something.
Okay. It's okay to not be okay.
Religion Outside the Box membership card entitles you to remember that it's okay to not be okay. Not only is it okay to not be okay, it's also okay to
Be okay.
Okay.
Oh, I love that. Give me a hand up so that I can call on you. I heard so many answers at once. Go ahead, Missy. You are allowed to do what?
Be my own spiritual authority.
Be your own spiritual authority. I'm going to add a word here. The Greek word from which we get the word heretic, the Greek word is heresis, and it means choose or choice. And that you get to be your own spiritual authority, not necessarily to listen to anyone else, including me. I welcome you to listen to me, but also to question and to not take my word as gospel. Even though As you know, oh my goodness, am I about to do a book plug? I am. Rabbi Brian's Highly Unorthodox Gospel, paperback edition is being worked on right now. I am working on Rabbi Brian's Highly Unorthodox Gospel bike. I'm not kidding, folks. This is what I want to do. I want to be able to bike around Portland and go to outside music concerts and venues and sell more copies of this book. If you would like a copy of this book, if you go to rabbibrian.com, you can pre-order and save 10%. Go to rabbibrian.com and you'll be able to get a pre-order about this book. So please to do that. Let me go back to the list we were compiling. Other things your Religion Outside the Box membership entitle you to do is, let me see a hand. Can I see a hand? Candace? No, you're scratching. Was that a hand? I don't know. That was a scratch.
Learning to be kind to yourself.
Learning to be kind to yourself. There's a new thing that the Religion Outside the Box membership card entitles you to do. Hold on a second as I write this on the back. Here's my Religion Outside the Box membership card. It also entitles me to
7/8.
7/8. This is a new idea I'm working on, and the idea is instead of going, and I just caught myself here, and I'm doing this 7/8 right now. Instead of rushing, slowing down with a slow raise of your hand. Who could use a little bit more spaciousness in their day? I'm going to slowly change cameras so we can see all those hands that are going up. Who's in charge of how quickly or how slowly you go?
Me.
I like that. Harold, you're not allowed to point at Connie. That's not fair. I like that Connie also was pointing back at Harold. So excellently done. I'm taken with this idea of all the time that I've saved in my life by not unlacing my shoe and shoving my foot in past the heel of the sneaker. Over the past 50 years of doing so, I've probably saved, I don't know, aggregate, what could you imagine, an hour?
Yeah.
Possible?
Maybe.
Here's my thought. What am I spending that hour? Like I've been saving. It's as though you're saving money, and now you have a pile of money that you otherwise wouldn't have. What are you spending that money on? What am I spending the extra time that I've saved on?
An opportunity to go down and buy a new pair of shoes because you've ruined the other ones.
Very, very literal, Ray. Thank you.
There we go. I like that, Ray.
I had considered that maybe I could spend it on going a little slower with other things. If you're going to save time, you now have time to spend. What are you going to spend it on? Being busy? So I think my Religion Outside the Box membership card, symbolically, I'm going to take 1/8 of it off the top.
That's the side.
Oh my gosh.
Go ahead, John.
I look at the concept and I think with a little bit of extra money, I know there's a whole bunch of places I can go and do things that pay it forward.
Uh-huh.
Now with a little bit of extra time, are there places I can go and spend that time in order to pay that forward in some way, shape, or form with a group, an individual,
Yeah.
anything like that.
If you're given extra time, are you going to spend it? How are you going to spend it? Doing more things or doing things that are important? Okay. Let me go and review some other idea that we had. We talked 2 weeks ago, and I started last week a little bit, and then we had a wonderful presentation from Wendy, for which I'm very thankful. And she expressed a lot of ideas. She talked about this idea from Jill Bolte Taylor that any emotion that we have, if you just sit in the emotion, will last you about 90 seconds. It's this great idea. And I've heard from some of you that you tried that in the last week, that you tried sitting in the 90 seconds of, I'm not going to think about this feeling. I'm not going to try to avoid this feeling. I'm going to just sit in this feeling. So I'd love some membership report if you have, and this is me taking a chance, but I did speak to a few people. I don't want to put you on the spot right now. But did you take a moment to try just sitting in the feeling as opposed to arguing with it or trying to fix it? Do you have a report back on that? Go ahead, Meg.
Yes, I tried that, and it seemed to me it was more than 90 seconds.
Well, here, Meg, I can make a gift to you. So this little portion that this is for you to make up for the extra.
Okay, thank you.
Watch, it's going to be gone.
Oh, wow.
It's over. Meg, take a look down at your lap. There it is.
Oh, yeah. Wow. I'm so surprised.
It took
Actually, I did find that, sitting with it made it easier in the long run.
Okay, so it might have taken longer than 90 seconds, but sitting with the feeling made it easier to process than it might have otherwise. That's beautiful.
Right.
Anyone else have a response or a reaction on this 90-second idea?
I do, but my internet is really unstable, so I can't make any guarantees that you can hear me.
It's working just fine right now, Maria. Go for it.
All right. So when I went to my Sangha this week, I wasn't feeling very good. Well, I started to not feel very good. I couldn't meditate. I just was not feeling well enough. So I decided, well, I'm just going to sit here. I'm not going to worry about trying to meditate. I am just going to sit here for my 90 seconds. And after my 90 seconds, I decided that I needed to go home to take care of myself. And I did that. But I had to keep reminding myself that it was okay to do that. Well, you don't feel too bad. And then it was like, no, just sit with how you're feeling. I even turned my radio off in my car on the way home so that it wasn't distracting me.
Yeah.
So it helped a lot. I came home, I looked after myself. I felt better in the afternoon. So
you used your membership card for self-care.
Yes.
What a wonderful idea. I'm so glad to hear. Any other reports? John, you have your hand up. Go ahead.
In my experience in doing this in the last little while, it's allowed me to stop reacting and instead responding.
Yes, what a beautiful idea. What if, instead of reacting, we respond? The difference is that it seems like there's a consciousness to it. A response is something that's chosen.
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to a reaction. I think if we get to a Jedi Master level of it, we can even do this with things that are internal. That we can hear our own voice telling us something, but then we can argue with our own voice and have a response instead. I love it. Okay. So my bride and groom who were going to renew their vows, they really wanted to renew their vows with all of you to witness, but they don't seem to have logged in.
Oh, that would be nice.
It would be nice. We're,
Yeah,
we're-
nice.
So we're not going to do that. I can't think of any
Next.
way around that. Yeah, no.
They started the honeymoon early.
I think it's a problem with time zones.
Yeah. The groom and I both are really not good at time zones. So
Well, I had a conversation with him a couple of days ago about it too. It seems to be that the math is pretty tough for some reason.
Yeah.
So
okay, so we're gonna skip over that.
Oh, Rabbi,
Lynn.
would you like give them a blessing from all of us? Just a little blessing, even though they're not here.
I would let's save that for next week.
Okay. Just wanted to hear you give them a blessing.
Good idea, Lynn. Good idea.
Right. I think if you would, and anyone, Religion Outside the Box membership card does entitle you to bless anyone at any time that you'd like. So feel free. I do have, okay, we all know that I'm a little bit, I have my own way of thinking and seeing things. I'm going to show you, I just had these made up. Let's see if I can hold it to the camera.
Blurred.
I
Blurry.
know. I know. Hold on, it's focusing. Can you make that out at all yet, or no?
Not yet.
Grace. It says Grace.
It
but
does
that's
say
all
Grace. Let me try this camera instead. There we go.
Yeah.
I'm going to zoom
Oh,
in
okay.
for a moment. So in my family of origin, we used to get involved in promotional items every so often. So these are Grace on the go. Let's see if I can hold it right there and you can see it.
There we go.
There it is.
Hold on.
I like that.
Stop moving it.
I'm trying to get it centered. This is human error. Grace on the go. Remove stubborn self-created guilt. Direction. Open. Feel love. And it's a little wet nap. Isn't that cute?
Like.
That's cute.
That's a like.
And it reminds me, I have a little boo-boo on my finger.
Oh.
It's just a little boo-boo. There are two different things I can do. I can open the Band-Aid up and look at my boo-boo and check to see how well it's healing. Or I can just leave it under the bandage. This is not about the Band-Aid. How many of us spend our time trying to get something done and then we just keep checking on it and checking on it and checking on it and checking on it, and that's not helping. And really we need to just let it go. Okay, in my notes this was a much better idea and was going to stimulate conversation.
Give it a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, well played, Jordan.
Yeah.
Can you think of something in your life? Oh, I have another thought about the Band-Aid finger. The other thought about the Band-Aid finger is if you want to slow time down, like our 7/8 here, the one way that I know that you can slow time down is by hurting something on your hand.
Oh, yes.
If you hurt your hand, especially your dominant hand, and especially if it's your index finger or thumb, everything takes longer, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not suggesting you do this,
Oh,
but I am suggesting that maybe you put a Band-Aid on your finger as a reminder to slow down. And you put a Band-Aid on your finger to remind yourself not to check not to keep checking, but to have a little bit of faith.
Micromanaging doesn't work.
Connie.
Yeah.
Oh, and Harold.
I keep checking my sugar peas all the time.
Yeah.
And I've got to just leave them alone. Just leave them alone.
Is there something in your head that you're checking on too often, and it would be beholden upon you to stop checking on it and just let it be? Sugar peas being a concrete example. Can I get a more abstract one? Go ahead, Michael.
Well, what about, checking your mood? How do I feel today? If you're struggling with depression or anxiety, what number am I?
And just
maybe
accepting it.
Yeah, maybe sometimes anyways.
And just keep rechecking and rechecking. Al, do you have a thing to add? Yeah, you have your hand up as well.
I was thinking about the workplace and the way I keep checking my email and checking my to-do list and thinking, what should I be doing next? Maybe taking some time just to reflect on what I should do next instead of looking for that to-do list or that outside push.
Yeah.
Just think, what do I want to do next? What makes sense to do next?
Go ahead, Missy. And then
Well,
Harold.
I'm relating to what Michael shared about checking our mood or our state of mind. And for me, it's implying that there's something wrong there. I'm making it wrong and I got to check back. Am I better yet? Am I doing okay? Is everything all right now? As opposed to just being present with what it is. It's that making it wrong. It's okay not to be okay. And it's also okay to be okay, but I'm not always.
It's okay not to be okay. And it's okay to be okay and not to check on it all the time.
And I'm not always. Yeah.
Rocks are very stable, but that's no fun being a rock. Patricia or Mason?
I have the opposite. I find if I don't check on my avocado, it's going to turn on me in a minute.
That is true. I have a list of complaints in the universe, and one of them is avocados. Of could you give us a longer window on those? Because it's rock hard, soft, mush. I agree with you. Go ahead, John. John, we could not disagree with you at all. Can you try saying it again with your mic unmuted?
Yes, I can. It seems to me that it's really easy to start the day with every finger bandaged. And it becomes, in that case, look at it and say, well, how many of them really belong there? How many, what's my day going to be like? If I start with 5 bandaged fingers, I'm going to have a really shitty day.
That's true.
And it helps to take those bandages off one by one to get to the point where, we may have one that we need to leave, but we create a whole bunch of others at the same time, if we're not careful.
Patricia, Mason, you have your hand still raised. What's going? You got more? No, you're good. Okay. I want us to try. So we were going to do a funeral, a wedding, and then a funeral. We're going to do the funeral in a moment. Let me bring up the slide that I had us to talk about the funeral. Here it is. What screws us up the most in life is the picture in our head of how it's supposed to be.
That's good.
What screws us up the most in life is the picture in our head of how it's supposed to be.
You know how many years it's taken me to...
What screws us up in life the most is the picture in our head of how it's supposed to be. So, dearly beloved, I would like to welcome you to a service for preconceived ideas. We're going to try to bury our preconceived notions or some of them. And Alex, if you would prepare us to go into small groups, I want to ask you in a small group to share with each other. And if you don't want to join the small group, you can stay out here in the big group with me, which will become a small group because most people will. You know what I'm saying. What is something that you would like to bury? What is a preconceived idea that you would like to wash your hands of? Would you like to inter? What's a preconceived idea of how things are supposed to be that you would like to walk away from? Leave it buried. Leave it 6 feet under. So that's our topic for small groups of what is a preconceived idea or what are some preconceived ideas that we would like to bury, to leave behind. In loving memory of the preconceived idea of blank. Alex, how are we doing? Are we open for small groups?
The rooms are now open.
Rooms are open. And how long are the people's having?
We've got groups of 4 to 5, so I think 5 minutes.
5 minutes. And again, you're welcome to stay here with me if you'd like.
Go.
Give people a moment to move along. Lenny,
Brian,
yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I have no idea if Facebook is working because my internet, I can't see if it's live streaming. I can't even see that.
I think Meg was watching it.
Well, she did put in a good morning to people, but it was just a separate post.
I can take a quick look-see.
Yeah, you're streaming.
We are streaming.
Is it? Okay.
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 So if you are hearing my words right now, you also are streaming to Facebook. So just to be aware that this is your chance for internet fame by doing something. So Lynn and Roberta and Ruth or anyone else who's still here, what is something that you would like to leave behind? What is a preconceived idea, preconceived notion that you would like to leave here and walk away from? I'll go first.
Okay, you go first.
I have preconceived plans. It's plans. I get so hooked on, okay, so after this service, I have to run upstairs, put the rug in the car, and then drive it over to we have a dumpster day happening in our neighborhood. And I know that this is what I'm doing. And then I'm going to get changed, and then I'm going to go to a bar mitzvah. And I get really stuck on my plan that it's going to happen in this order. And if it doesn't, I get all pissy. And I'd like to leave behind my idea of how plans are supposed to be. I like to bury that and not be I'm horribly attached to plans.
Okay, so you're what I'm understanding, you're set in your it's like being set in your ways. Like if it doesn't go the way that you have planned, that is not good for you.
I get really frustrated. I told the kids we're going to leave here at 6:15. 6:17 is almost 6:15. Why am I getting so upset? But I get really dogmatic about plans.
I feel you on the getting out the door on time thing, Rabbi. I feel you.
Yeah. On plans. What, Lenny, you had something you wanted to add? Ruth or Doug or Candace? Nobody needs to share, of course. Go ahead, Ruth. You got your hand up.
Rabbi, what happens if it's 6:17 and not 6:15? I mean, what does it really make a big difference?
No, that's my point. But I get in my head so stuck that this is how it's got to be.
Well, I want to give you a little grace here on that, Rabbi, because we have a similar problem at our house that I want to leave on time and other people are not quite as quick about leaving. And it really bothers me because 17 minutes after the hour probably isn't a problem, but 20 minutes after the hour, 25 minutes after the hour, 30 minutes after the hour, and we're fucking late.
Yeah. Again,
So
can
I
the
feel you on
planes?
this.
For an airplane, we're never late, but for other things, what's the big deal if I show up to a friend's house 5 minutes late? Lenny, you were going to say something.
Well, I would like to the preconceived idea that I'm going to be running around at the last minute and not have done everything that possible to make it okay to leave at that time. Like sometimes I will be on the internet, talking to someone who's lost a dog or and I enjoy that, making them feel better, but I should allow time to find the clothes that I want to wear and that are clean and put my makeup on so I can be relaxed driving instead of doing what I want to,
Right.
which is talking to somebody and not taking self-care. Like, oh, here are my clothes. I've enough time for my hair and my makeup if I have a place to go. And that I can do that. I can do that. I
Right.
can allow time for myself. And also that if I don't, I can forgive myself for not. It's something I'm working on because I tend to
Yes.
be really hard on myself. Like, where's my bra? and it's just a process, and then I know that everything will be better. That my helping people will be better, which I love to do, and getting ready for events won't be rushed and have anxiety behind them. So that's something that I would like to be like more aware of. And the woman, what I'm sorry, I forgot her name, who was so lovely, who spoke last week. What was her name?
Wendy.
Wendy was saying exactly the same things you were saying, like exactly, like coming to, with people who aren't the same as you, and that you have discourse with them, that you find something that you have in common, and work from there. Like, oh, this person loves children, this person loves animals. We are together in this way, and build from that.
I love it.
And
I love it.
and
So
I just love that.
let me open it up to all the thank you, my small group, for all sharing. I'd love to hear, were there any things without breaking someone's confidentiality? Is there something that was shared in your group that you felt was something that you want to share in the large group?
How it's supposed to be.
Go ahead, Alex.
One of the Facebook watchers has said, I'd like to leave behind the idea that I'm responsible for anyone, anything but myself.
I love that. Oh, it's Kelly. Hi, Kelly. Love to leave behind the idea that I'm responsible for anyone, anything but myself. I'm going to give that a giant amen.
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 Yeah.
How many of you could say that same thing that Kelly just said?
Me.
Just Lynn. Okay, so this is just for Lynn and Kelly. Not me and not you, but just Lynn and Kelly. Everyone else is responsible for everyone, but Lynn and Kelly are not responsible for anyone but themselves.
I'm joining Lynn and Kelly, please. I don't want to be
Yeah, I'll take
responsible
that.
for anyone else.
All right, Al and Missy. I'm going to want to leave behind the idea that I'm responsible for anyone but myself. Thank you so much, Kelly. And Alex, thank you for watching the Facebook chat so that we could have that comment added in. Is there some other comment that we want to add in? Something else that you want to leave behind, leave here at the grave?
I want to bury the fact, but my assumption that whatever I have to say is going to sound stupid.
Oh, what you have to say? Let's bury that. Yeah.
Well, Emily, you just proved it wrong. But I want to leave behind the fear that what I'm saying isn't important. I want to leave behind the fear that what I'm doing does not have value.
Right.
Rabbi,
Lenny,
could you repeat what Kelly said? I hope I heard it right, and I'm on a thing. I'd like to leave behind the idea
that I'm responsible for anything but myself.
So that's what we're working on, we're responsible for ourselves and to let the other stuff go.
Exactly that.
Oh, good. I'm glad I'm with Kelly. I'm with you.
Okay. Thank you, Lynn.
Well, and the other thing is trying to live up to other people's expectations of me and what is right.
I want to leave behind
That's what
other
I'd like
people's
to leave
expectations of me. For how many of us would we say we would like to leave that at the grave? Let's leave that behind.
Yes.
Amen.
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 Chad and Lisa?
In the world of health, medicine sometimes does not have all of the answers. The physicians assistants, nurse practitioners, etc., sometimes do not have all of the answers.
Amen.
And you want to leave behind the idea that they do.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken, you're a nurse.
Yes, we're both nurses.
Yes. Okay. So you would like to leave it behind that you have all the answers and medicine has all the answers, which it does not.
That is correct.
Okay. Thank you for adding that.
But Rabbi,
Yes, Carol.
if I am only for myself, who am I?
It's a beautiful. There's a great phrase in Jewish tradition in the Mishnah that says exactly that. If I am not for myself, who will be for me? Let me say the first part is if I'm not for myself, who will be for me? And the second question is if I'm only for myself, what am I?
Beautiful.
And the Hebrew kind of rhymes. It says in einan mili. If I'm only for myself, what am I? If I'm not for myself, who will be for me? Wonderful. Thank you, Carol, for reminding us of that. Okay. Anything else we want to talk about this picture in our head? And something we want to leave behind? I have a next thing we're going to move towards. We're going to do some gratitude today because it seems like every service we should take a moment for gratitude. And we're going to do gratitude. I'm having a fun time in trying to do a different way of doing a gratitude practice. And we're going to do one we haven't done for a very long while, which is I would like you to open a new browser window or take out your phone or find some other way of doing this. And that was Annie when she was a baby.
Oh my God.
And it's gone. So sorry about that. I want you to open up your messaging program or your emails or anything you like and then find this one. Find any message from someone. It can be random or it can be intentional and saying, I am thankful for you. Send a message to anyone it is, and we're going to take a minute. It can be someone you haven't talked to for a long time, or it can be someone who you're usually in touch with, and say, hey, just thinking about you. And if you have the ability, while we're taking this minute, just watch your own mood. Watch your mood as you express gratitude. And I'm not a psychic, but I'm pretty sure your mood is going to elevate as you find gratitude. Gratitude gives us, it's a gift. Not only are we giving gratitude to someone else, but we're giving ourselves a gift. And if you don't like this exercise, you don't have to do it. So let's take another 30 seconds or so. Try to rush and see how many different people. Don't do that. Try to rush and see how. Good. All right, let's take another few seconds. How's that feel to do? Pretty good. If you go to rotb.org, religionoutsidethebox.org, you can find our clubhouse. And in our clubhouse, if you ever need to feel a little bit more grateful, our friend Al every day, most every day, posts gratitude into the clubhouse. And you're welcome to do the same. And Al, thank you for spearheading that and keeping us aware. And I hope your dog's feeling better.
Thank you.
How do you say the dog's name?
Ruchek.
Muchek.
Just like it's spelled. Mruczek. If you're Polish.
Just like it's spelled. Thank you. That's very helpful.
If you're Polish, it would be helpful.
Thank
Very, very. You have no idea what this is all about.
And Maria, do you have a list of people whose names we want to add some prayers in for today?
I do. These are the people to whom we are sending light and love. Joe and Ken, Sheridan H., Greg, Linda Wright, Monica, Al, Donna, Lisa, and Sam, Tane and Kelly, Owen, Cullen, Michael Watkins, Rita S., Azera Ben Isaac, victims of violence, and Lorena. If there is another person in our community to whom we can offer light and love, please put their name in the chat, and I will add them to the list in the clubhouse. And for the people who aren't named, but who are in our thoughts, we send them light and love as well.
Well, let's take a minute of time for all of these people.
Listen, Joseph, and homes.
I did the other day, yesterday.
I know, but we need to do it every day. So.
All right. Thank you all for that extra minute. I also want to add my friend Chris to that list. I just heard some news from them. I have some announcements to make. First, thank you for all those who make donations to Religion Outside the Box. That's how this happens. I'm glad to do this. I'm always glad to do this. But there's the way that this gets done is that people make donations to Religion Outside the Box, which allows me to run innovative programming and to keep the price tag for almost everything that we do at zero. So thank you. It is free, but of course it's not free. So thank you for generously donating. If you would like to rotb.org/donate, or just go to rotb.org and you will find links to donation pages. Thank you for that. I got a letter from our friend James. As some of you know, we have a small prison ministry going on at Religion Outside the Box. Alex, if you would put James's address up in the chat. James and I had the same Buddhist teacher, Nagi. Nagi was a Buddhist teacher who would walk through the halls of jails in Los Angeles County and would teach anyone who was hungry to learn. And James was sick of his gang life and wanted to learn. And at some point, Nagi said to me, "Brian, I want you to start writing to James." And so I did. And I know some of you also write to James, and he always tells me, he and I are on a tablet, and he tells me how appreciative he is. And he just sent me a note that I want to read a moment of. So he's running the Pledge of Peace in July, and there are 400 plus people here and more than 300 people on the way, and I want to bring more than half of them, if not more, into the facility. With the increased population and small cliques forming, violence spiked a little. Our classes have been a refuge in the midst of all this, but we need some help, some resources, feeding everyone. Will you do some fundraising for me in June and July? We could use it. I'm going to write the warden next to inform him of our progress. Could you please help us get sponsors? There's very little support from the top. Wish us well. And James is currently running 11 different self-help groups.
Oh my God.
I want you to take that in mind. He is in the worst of all places, and he is running 11 self-help groups to give people something to do other than fight with each other. And it's just amazing. It does give me some pause. If any one of you who hears what I'm saying has a little bit of extra bandwidth, maybe because you took a little bit of time off and you're wondering, what am I going to spend this extra 1/8 time on? There are a number of grants available in the state of California that we can, as Religion Outside the Box, apply to see if we can get some funding moved towards James and what he's trying to do. If you have the bandwidth, would you please respond to the next newsletter that I send and let me know that you have the bandwidth to help out a little bit? I really would appreciate that. There's money out there. We can raise money internally, and we do send things to James and try to help him. We sent a whole bunch of cookies, and as he said, he's going to reach people's minds through their stomachs. So if you have a little bit of extra time, to please let me know that you're willing to be of help.
Brian, is there a way we can donate directly?
If you want to send money directly to James, you can go to JPay. It's an awful system, to be honest, and it's a little bit easier. If you make a donation to Religion Outside the Box, I can forward all that. If you make a note, let me know that you want that money to go directly to James, and I will make sure that happens. You can also use the address that Alex has put in, and you can get James's his ID number, and if you want to make a donation directly to him, please do. Please do. Thank you for asking. Oh my goodness, I'm so glad. Yay! Our wedding couple is here.
Yay!
Huzzah, huzzah.
Huzzah, good thing. Shmuley and Maggie, I'm so glad that you guys are here. Time zones are an awful thing. I don't understand how they work at all. So we have a spotlight on Maggie and Shmuley. Shmuley and Maggie, would you do me a favor and turn towards each other for a moment and look at each other? And I just want to point out to everyone, look at Maggie's face. Did you see how her cheeks rose up on her face with a big smile as she's looking at her beloved? So the two of you have written some vows that you wanted to share with all of us here as witness. So I'll ask you if you would share your vows with each other on this wonderful day, a lot of years from March 18th, 2017. Go ahead.
Okay.
Share your vows.
Okay. Okay, ready. Ever since the first time I saw you, I fell in love and I didn't know it. I know it now because you've always lived in me. I never forgot your eyes, and not just the color of it, but it was the way that you looked at everything and how sad I found you for the first time that I ever saw you. And it moved me to the point that it made me think, you cannot live a life like that. You have to find something else. I now realize it was God talking to me and that we had to be together. I just realized that through the years. So, when you asked me for the first time, I said yes. I didn't have to think. It was a definite yes. I knew that it wouldn't matter where we live. It wouldn't matter what we would do. We would be all right because for in some way I felt that together we would be held by the hand of God forever. And I still feel that way. And I am not afraid of anything when I'm with you. And it aches to my bones when I'm without you.
Oh.
So I can tell you now, as I can tell you every day, I will love you forever.
Amen. And Enrique, Shmuley, go ahead. What words do you have for Maggie?
Nope. When the first time I came to this house, I saw saying that God will keep everything in his hand. And it was over a clock, which means that his love for us will be never ending. So this brought a poem to my mind that I wrote after Rabbi Brian said, "Hey, you better start writing your wedding vows quick." And I said, "Okay." So the poem goes, "In the tempest's rage, our love abides. Through fiery trials, it fiercely strives. A bond that's forged in eternal flame, unyielding, unbroken, it holds its claim. Through the darkest nights and fiercest fights, it glows like gold in the blackest of nights. For in the crucible of life's cruel tests, our love emerged unscathed, unpressed. Though thunder may roar and lightning may strike, our love's enduring forever alike. Like a phoenix rising from ashes of woe, it blossoms anew, a radiant glow. In the furnace of time, our love's refined. No tarnish, no rust, forever aligned. Through trials and tribulations, it shines bright, guiding us through the darkest of nights. So let the storms rage, let the fires burn. Our love undying will always return. For in the crucible of life's embrace, our love prevails in endless bliss."
I love that. No kissing yet. Wait, I didn't do the vows yet. Hold on.
They're here.
I can't control you, but let me ask you. Look, Shmuley, look at this woman. Look at her. I ask you, do Shmuley Enrique Ramos Bruno take Irma Margarita Correa Ramos? Will you continue to love her, to honor her, to cherish her all the days of your life? If so, please say, "I do."
I do.
Similarly, I ask you, Irma Margarita Correa Ramos, do you take this man to be your husband, to love, to honor, to cherish for all the days of your life as you continue on? And if so, let us hear you say, "I do."
I do.
Okay, and now the two of you get to have a kiss on Zoom.
Okay.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Stop.
Everybody is going to say Mazel Tov or congratulations,
Mazel
felicidades.
tov.
We're going to make a big
Mazel
one,
tov.
2, 3, go. Mazel
Mazel
Tov.
tov.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your love with all of us, and for love is beautiful. Thank you so much. So we had a funeral
Amen.
today,
Amen.
and then a wedding in that order, which was just great. Okay. Thank you all. I'm taking a look and saying hi, looking at all of your faces. Thank you for joining today. Wonderful, wonderful. We'll do this again next week. We're going to close down for this week, so let's wave goodbye to all the people who are on Facebook, all the people who are watching. Thank you all.